Alrighty, let's take a look at this. My. My, I don't want DEI.
The illegal surge of deadly drugs and of human beings that we have seen trafficked over the southern border and the northern border, hence the tariffs on Canada. And so the president is making it very clear to both Canada and Mexico that the United States is no longer going to be a dumping ground for illegal deadly drugs and illegal human beings. And you saw President Sheinbaum already conceding and putting 10,000 troops, permanent troops, I would add, not temporary, Mexican soldiers on the southern border to deter some of that illegal migration. So the president will continue to have these negotiations. I won't get ahead of him. He's also going to make sure that Secretary Bessent, soon to be Secretary Letnick, and Secretary Rubio are deeply involved in these negotiations as well. Steve? Sure. Well, he said in the Oval Office it'll happen in the next couple of days. I don't have a schedule yet, but I can check with NSC and let you guys know. And we'll obviously provide a readout of that call either via White House statement like we do or via Truth Social like we do sometimes as well. Caitlin?
Confirm that Elon Musk is a special government employee.
Yes.
What kind of security clearance does he have?
I can confirm he's a special government employee. I can also confirm that he has abided by all applicable federal laws. As for his security clearance, I'm not sure, but I can check back with you.
Did he pass a background check, do you know?
I don't know about the security clearance, but I can check.
And do you know about anyone who's on his team that was at USAID this weekend or in Treasury Department, whether they also have security clearance?
I don't know, but I can check on that for you. Sure.
I am curious about Musk's security clearance. It might be pretty high. They're pretty chummy.
We saw people coming out of Gaza alive because Trump managed to get this deal done.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was very emotional for people in Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu is coming here tomorrow. He might not want to go through with the second phase of the deal. What do you think President Trump would like to happen?
Well, I'm not so sure that's true. The ceasefire was extended because of the work of President Trump and his presidential envoy Steve Witkoff, who has proven to be an incredibly effective negotiator. And the president and this entire administration are committed to having all of the hostages come home. And as you've seen, his team is working very, very hard to do that. And
already saw one American hostage coming back home, and another
that's
one
right.
will be back home soon.
Yes, we hope so.
Caroline.
Sure.
Caroline, the president's a keen watcher of the financial markets. How much did Wall Street's fall this morning have an impact on his decision in regards to the Mexico tariff decision?
It had no decision. What impacted the delay on the tariffs was the president of Mexico committing to putting 10,000 permanent soldiers on the U.S.-Mexican border. The president cares about American lives, and as I just said on television, there's a lot of talk about the markets. There's a lot of talk about the cost of goods. This administration is wholeheartedly committed to bringing down the cost of living in this country. You see that through deregulation.
Did the market drop? I'm assuming that it did. I haven't been paying attention to that. I'm assuming that it did, since people are worried that the tariffs could cause a problem.
Through the energy actions this president has taken, and also through his commitment to cutting taxes. But when it comes to the cost of an American life, I think for those of us who have children,
I thought I heard the woman say the drop in the market today. I thought I heard say that, but I don't think I saw it up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't seem like the audio is that good here. And I got it up as high as possible.
There's not enough money in the world to bring back the lives that have been lost because of the illegal drug and border crisis. And the president is committed to ensuring that Canada and Mexico and China understand that the United States is not going to be a dumping ground for illegal fentanyl that is killing young people in this country. It's the leading cause of death amongst those aged 18 to 34.
Wow.
And that's the president's number one priority,
that.
is protecting American lives.
Caroline,
Fentanyl is the leading cause of death for people 18 to 34? Wow. See, I didn't know it was that bad. I grew up during the crack epidemic, and, I knew about stuff, but I didn't because I was a kid. And at the same time, I was also a teenager during the epidemic, and I just knew it was bad. I didn't know how many people it was killing, you know what I'm saying? But, wow. I wonder what those numbers were back then.
call that President Trump had with Prime Minister Trudeau this morning, what were some areas for potential negotiations and any bottlenecks?
Yeah, I hate to be coy, but just because I believe they're on the phone right now, I'll have to go in and check. I don't want to get ahead of the discussions or the conversations, but in the effort of transparency, we will either provide a readout or you'll hear from the president directly.
Speaking of transparency, Kanye wife's dress, 100%. That was like 99.9% transparent.
Karoline, what do you say to Americans who understand the president's negotiating strategy and understand the goals that he's trying to achieve with tariffs, but are worried they're going to get caught in the middle of this and feel the pain, potentially in the short term or long term?
Well, they won't get caught in the middle if they just comply with what the United States is asking for, which are very simple measures to work with us when it comes to border security, to cooperate with the repatriation of their nation's citizens. You saw President Trump effectively utilize tariffs when he was negotiating with Colombia last weekend as well. Ultimately, they conceded and agreed to the deportation flights that many of them have landed in the last week. Karen.
Do you know if Mr. Musk took the same oath that you and other senior advisors to the president took about adhering to the Constitution, following the law? Do you know if he took that oath?
I don't know the answer to that question, but like I told Caitlin, I can get back to you guys on that.
And do you know what expertise he has in the areas
That'd be interesting.
of global health or humanitarian aid to be able to assess what's happening at USAID?
Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense. And I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it
We
seems
value common sense.
like all common sense has been lost in this city. And that's what you see when you look at USAID.
I
I
don't know
know
what city
Secretary
she's in
Rubio
now,
made
but-
some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency. And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run
Here's
through
what I'm looking
USAID
for.
over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you,
What?
as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what
Wow.
has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
Wow. It does make you mad, like the older you get, when you realize how much you pay in taxes, and then you start finding out what your government is using your tax money for. Very irritating. Very irritating. You know, I've never agreed with how much money they use, especially for the military. I know they have to stay ahead of the curve. They have to make sure that no one else is bigger, stronger than them. But, you know, with the different things that I've seen or read about the way they, I guess you could say that the government hides money in certain funding for certain programs. It's not really going here, but it's going here. It's, you know, I hope that Elon Musk with Doge is able to do something, and I hope that God, Trump can get rid of the income tax. My. It's a very interesting time. Very interesting time. Post your comments down below. Let me know. Are you, talking to you, are you okay with your tax dollars being spent on those programs that she named? If you don't live in America, would you be okay in your country with your leaders spending your tax dollars on those programs? Let me know. 10 million subscribers. Woo! Elon. Get Elon on the phone. Find out what else they're wasting our dollars on.